what's up? My name is Yasmin. Welcome back to my channel, Yas Spirit. And today I have some very exciting news that I would like to share with you. But first, I would like you to see how I feel and look like every day for the past 10 months. So, no protein deficiency, no excess, not too much of an excess fat. Still, this is after 3 fruit meals, by the way. Yeah, and this is me. So let's go down to the most exciting news you've heard from this girl. Alright, so my breaking news is this. I wanted to tell you that I have found the secret to make women not struggle with their pain and misery every single month. So, if you are a lady and you are struggling with your period and you're bleeding like crazy and you have crazy cramps and you get headaches and PMS, I found something that really works because I don't bleed anymore. I don't bleed anymore. Yes, so I lost my period, but this is not due to eating disorders. This is actually due to finding my natural way of eating. And I eat more than ever, and my skin, you can see my skin is glowing, and I look fantastic, and I am leaner than I've ever been. And I have the most amount of energy that I've ever been, that I'm going crazy sometimes when it's raining like this. Well, there's nothing pretty much for me to do besides exercise in my room and put music. But ladies, if you are struggling, let's talk about the period, the pee bleeding from your thingy. Okay, I know that when the ladies, the female on her youth, on her teenage years, when she gets her period for the first time, I remember I was really excited because I wanted to be like everyone else. I wanted to be the first one at everything. But this is just because I'm an Aries. And if everyone gets it, then maybe I need to get it because I always felt like I'm kind of not normal, right? So at the day where my brother was born, my little brother was born, I rushed to the hospital to see my mom, visit my mom, see she's okay. And then I went to the toilet and I've noticed a huge amount of blood coming from my pee. And I remember not really understanding what is going on. But that was the first day that I had my period. And I'm gladly happy to say that I'm blood-free and pain-free for seven months now. And it completely improved my life. It really changed it for the best. And I really want to emphasize that the fact that if everyone is doing something and if something is happening to everyone, doesn't necessarily mean that this is the right thing and this is what should happen. Okay? So I will start and we will discuss about what is really your period. What is your period? Okay? Why? What is it? Okay, so we are going to start, but before, I really want to share something very short with you guys. And this is going to be a story about how did I get to not how did my not having a period journey start? Okay, so it all went back in the days where my brother was born, and then I had suffering. And I remember that during the years until my 30, I really suffered, sometimes even twice a month, and I felt like, how is this even normal? Because my mom tells me that, yes, she was bleeding, obviously, because she eats meat and everything, but I was like, how can this be normal? How is it possible that ladies need to suffer, and I had to suffer twice a month? It was every 2.5 weeks that I had this bleeding, until obviously I cleared up my diet a little bit, and then it went once a month, that I was still suffering in this 4 or 5 days. And I always heard about ladies that don't really suffer from period pain, even though I think they were lying, because they're quite overweight, and when you're overweight, it means that you have a lot of mucus in your body. Yeah, so anyway, I heard this, and I remember I was really, really jealous. So even though most people think that it's natural and that a woman really needs to bleed and suffer, I always had this feeling in me that no one needs to suffer. I always had the feeling that there's something stinky and rotten in the health industry, and there's a truth that no one is telling us. And then over the years, I went to India, I came back, and then a few months later, my brother went to India, where he started reading Arnold Ehret's book. And it's called the Mucusless Diet Healing System. And then over his trip, he met this German lady that told him that she had no period, but she's also vegetarian, and she has a little smart boy that my brother also saw. And then when he came back, he told me that he knows this lady that doesn't struggle and doesn't suffer through through her period, and she didn't even struggle with giving the birth of the child. And I was like, whoa, okay, so if giving birth is not as hard as people claim it is, then maybe it's not so hard. But I want my body to be clean. I don't want to feel any pain. I don't want to suffer whatsoever for having a baby, right? I don't want to suffer at all. Not for having a baby. I just don't like to suffer unless I exercise, and then you need to put your body in a tiny amount of stress, but I also don't suffer. I just struggle a little bit. So, yeah, and then a few years later, I started looking into YouTube when I came back from South Africa. I was after my, I had a pregnancy that had to be gone. For those of you who are worried, the baby was already dead because of stress, and I wouldn't say starving, because I was dry fasting quite a lot, but not planned and unwillingly. Yeah, for a period of over 24 hours, but let's not discuss this one. Yeah, so, and then I was watching a lot of videos, and I ran into, my brother came into Israel again from Taiwan, and he started telling me again about this juice fasting and everything, and eating only fruit or only fruits and veggies. And I was like, okay, I still listened, but I tried. I didn't quite know how to do it. And then I met a video online that is from Freely the Banana Girl, and I saw her body and how much she eats, and I was like, whoa, this lady eats so much fruit, and she looks so healthy and so slim. She has so much energy. And there was another video of her where she said that she lost her period, and I was like, okay, that also sounds quite weird, like the one story of the lady that my brother was telling me about. And then I started going Grow Till 4. So I went a lot of fruits during the day, and then in the evening I ate cooked fruits and vegetables in the oven with no oil or salt. And then I went like this, and I felt like my body doesn't really want the cooked food anymore, so I turned into being a raw vegan. And starting this raw vegan journey, it was my 30th birthday, and I watched Jillian Berry on the watermelon cleanse video. It was my 30th birthday, and I decided that I want to try it. But the reason that I decided I want to try it was because I was at my new mom's place. She bought a new house and she moved, and at the same weekend I went to visit her and my brother, who also moved with her, and she had a huge watermelon in her fridge. And then I noticed it was really hot, and not the watermelon, but the weather. And I decided, okay, I'll go for it. Right? So I went for 5 days of watermelon, and I ate a lot of watermelon. I noticed on the first day, on the very first day or the second day, I went to visit my brother at his friend's house, and then he told me, Yazzie, you look so glowing, you look so good. And I remember I felt like better, I felt light, but yeah, I felt very light, and my skin was glowing already from all this hydration from the fruit. And I ate like 6-7 kilos of watermelon, and I used to eat before that really low calorie, like 1200 calories max. So I was really restricting myself. But with watermelon cleanse, you have to get enough, because your body needs to have this adjustment, right? So from the raw till 4, I went to the watermelon cleanse, and I felt amazing. I lost 4 kgs in like 5 days of eating only watermelon and a lot of watermelon. So we're talking about 2,000 calories coming only from watermelon, which is insane. And I also got my period, and I noticed the bleeding was, I didn't have any pain, and I didn't have any, I almost had no bleeding whatsoever. I was bleeding for a day and a half, and it was like small drops and discharges that looks kind of like a very, very light jello, like this color, jello. And I was like, wow, I have found the secret. I found the secret, and I wasn't starving myself like anorexic people do. And I told him, and he told me, wait until you continue doing this, and you will see how there is a way to not suffer, not bleed at all. You're not meant to bleed. And I'm like, whoa, I want to feel like this for the rest of my years of my life. And I want to look like this, and I want to lose this overweight and feel great, have a great sleep, great mentality, great clarity, feel so calm and energetic at the same time. And I was like blown away. So I want to start discussing about the period, and then I will discuss, let's discuss about the period discharge and what you are experiencing during this time. Okay, so let's get down to it. Okay guys, so why is your period so unnatural? If you want to know if something is normal and natural and healthy, you should always try and experience and imagine in your head what happens when it happens in nature, in real life. So close your eyes. It's a guided meditation. Close your eyes and experience this, ladies. And if you're married, then with your husbands. You are now walking around in nature, looking for some fruits and I don't know, maybe some lettuce and grass. And all of a sudden, you walk and you feel this horrible pain. And then you look and you say, oh, I period. And I mean, imagine yourself walking in nature and then all of a sudden you're just walking and start bleeding. This is absurd. Like, babe, back in the days where there were no tampons or hygiene pads, babe, I forgot my diaper. Or babe, I need some more leaves because I'm bleeding. Yeah, so you obviously you can obviously see how ridiculous that is and how unhealthy it is to bleed during a period. So the reason, okay, what happens in your menstrual cycle is basically your menstrual cycle is a cycle that happens inside of your body that is adjusted to the cycle of the moon. And the moon cycle has new moon and full moon. On the new moon, it's a time for your body when your body is the cleanest, and now your body is starting a new cycle of creation. So, in the new moon, your body starts to release the egg from the ovaries, and then it goes through your ovaries to your womb. But in the womb, this egg is waiting to meet her sperm, her friend, her boyfriend, to have a baby fetus together and start double the cells, yeah? And when that doesn't happen, your body is like, okay, there's no baby coming, and now I need to clean this shit up. So it starts cleaning the walls around the womb that thickened during this time in order to be able to carry a baby. And on a Western society, even in a Eastern society, I cannot say, in a non-natural society as we are living in today, in this unhealthy way, this excessive inflammatory way that we are eating today, our body is always trying to take a lot of shit out of our body. And sometimes when it gets too much, you are going to get sick, you're going to experience this pain. And for the ladies, they are going to experience some bleeding because they have inflammation in their ovaries and their body simply cannot handle this. And this is where you're going to feel a lot of um, cramps in the ovaries, in the growings. Like I used to feel tremendous cramps, and it used to drive me crazy. So just know that in nature, bleeding does not happen from your thingy or from anywhere. Why? The reason why you're bleeding is because your womb is so inflamed that it cannot absorb this materials that your body has built the walls of the womb for the baby. So it cannot recycle it, and it has to spill everything out, and your blood vessels are so thin and so weak that it breaks down while the body is trying to absorb these materials inside, and then because they break down you start bleeding. So this is not a normal situation. So ladies, know, if you want the answer to stop all of your misery and put end to this madness of bleeding every month and feeling uncomfortable, I would suggest to highly go fruit yourself. Thank you for listening, and thank you for joining me. If you like this video and you find this video helpful for you, then please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Give it a big thumbs up and make sure to like or dislike and comment in the comment section down below if you went on a fruit base and if you felt any improvement. And this is my advice to you: just go fruit yourself and enjoy your life and be carefree and pain free. Thank you so much. I love you. See you on the next